Hi. Oh, I need my lights on. Forgot to do that. Okay, this week was pretty great. I don't have any footage because it was very busy. It's the first week I've had where we actually started the week on a Monday because we started halfway through the week the first week, and then we had Labor Day, and now this is like the first Monday that I've actually had. Have we really been here that long? I feel like it's been like 2 months. What? Yeah, this week was actually pretty fun. So I'm going to start off with the questions this time. So my song of the week. Okay, yes, in class the other day, we were watching a bunch of famous opening scenes of movies, and one of the opening scenes we watched was from To Kill a Mockingbird, and that's like my all-time favorite movie, because Gregory Peck is amazing. And the soundtrack played, and I personally love that soundtrack, because I have it on vinyl. I've been listening to it non-stop this whole entire week. It's sort of like my new tradition now. So I bike everywhere on campus, and so like in the morning I listen to choir music, and then at night when I'm biking back to my dorm after a very long day, I listen to the soundtrack from To Kill a Mockingbird, and it's so fitting with like the sunset and the fall leaves and oh my gosh, I love it. So it makes me happy. And then, best part of the week. Okay, the best part of my week was Who's there? Savannah, I'm filming my vlog!
You are?
Yes, come be in it!
Hello,
everyone!
world.
This is Savannah! She's finally my vlog. Okay, you know what? Erase everything I said before. Here's what we're doing. Savannah, I'm gonna interview you this week.
Okay.
This is, okay. So, alright, so what is your favorite song of this week? What have you been listening to a lot?
A lot of Lecrae.
Lecrae?
Yes, of course. Yeah, the typical Northwestern
Oh my
girl
gosh.
Here, so.
I didn't know you listened to rap.
I actually love rap.
The best part of your week?
Probably Taco Tuesday.
Taco Tuesday was so good. Oh my goodness.
I can say a lot about Taco Tuesday.
Yes.
And also the smoothie guy. I forgot about the smoothie guy.
Was that this week?
Oh, sorry, that was last week.
Was that last week?
Yeah, that
I
was
can't even
last
remember,
week.
but
It was funny.
It's a topic we've talked about a lot this week. The worst part of your week?
Probably either tripping over the tile that sticks up, going to Totino, like for the 100th time, and it really stuck my toe.
Oh.
Or giving my impromptu speech I totally bombed. So,
Oh my
I
gosh.
talk about my favorite meal, I guess that didn't go so well.
Oh. 3 things you've learned this week.
Definitely learned patience, to give my worries to God. I've been trying to like do everything on my own, but I have to let it go. And let's see, a third thing. I was just enjoying the moment and not being overly stressed all the time.
Yeah. And then something you accomplished.
I finished all the homework that was due by the end of this week.
Yes! Good job.
Yeah, that's pretty much it.
That's Savannah! So, there was an interview with Savannah. 3 things I have learned. Well, the first thing I've learned is how to properly write a screenplay because we are working on that for video production. So that's working out great. And then the second thing I learned, we learned how to properly wrap chords today in audio production. So when you've got a lot of things going everywhere, they want us to know how to clean it all up. So we've properly learned how to wrap chords, which sounds super easy, but the way they do it is slightly complicated. But it makes it so that when you like wrap it up, you can just chuck it and it won't get tangled. We went over all of the archetypes in story structure, and we had to do a project on that. So I know a lot about the shapeshifter archetype because that's what I was giving my presentation on. So that's great. And then something I accomplished. something I accomplished this week. Well, I had to have a very weird conversation with the professor because we had to give our 3 story ideas to him, and I gave mine in early, so he responded to mine early, and I didn't understand what he was saying, and he pretty much said that all of my ideas were kind of bad. At least that's how I read it, which is probably still wrong, but that's how I read it in that moment. So then I sent him an email back saying, okay, listen here, buddy. I know what I'm writing about, and you said you want something deep. Well, this is a deep idea. 3 deep ideas that I have for you. And he was like, those aren't good enough. And I was like, great. Yeah, at the end of last week, he was like, wow, those are awful. You should redo them. And I was like, haha. He never emailed me back. I show up to class the next Monday, and he has a whole PowerPoint thing pretty much shredding everything I wrote about and just pointing out every fault in it. And it was just on there, and all the points on the PowerPoint were like, because the stuff that I wrote was targeted sort of at the students of Northwestern, and I was like, I feel like this would really apply to the lives of kids that are here at Northwestern. Well, what he's expecting out of this project is for us to make something that we can send to like an Italian film festival or like the Sundance Film Festival or whatever, because they're always looking for student films. And I'm like, I'm a freshman. I barely know how to properly write a screenplay, so I don't know if this 5-minute video will actually be anything good, because I'm still learning. Anyway, so that PowerPoint, I looked at it and I was like, oh my gosh, he's calling me out. Then the first thing he says when the class gets settled is, he's like, so basically when I'm giving you constructive criticism through these emails, you shouldn't take it super personal. And then looks me right in the eye. And I'm like, I wasn't taking that personally. I was justifying my ideas to you because I thought you didn't interpret them correctly, and I wanted you to. I was not offended in any way, but apparently I'm just an immature 18-year-old girl. So I was about to cry in the middle of class. That was great. And then I spent the rest of the class trying to hold back tears. Didn't pick up much of what he was saying. So then I told my group my idea, and they were like, oh my gosh, we love it. We want to do that. And I'm like, okay, then let's do it. Because I was like, I don't really care what my professor says at this moment. So then at the end of class, I was like, I have to address this. I have to, otherwise it's just gonna be awful. Well, anyways, I came up to him at the end of class, and I was just gonna like, and he was also like, yeah, and then he'd like shooed everybody away out of the room, and I'm like, I just want you to know that my email response was not me lashing out at you because I was personally offended by what you said. And I was like, I seriously looked at my log lines and I was like, that is nothing, that doesn't represent what I was thinking at all, and I thought that I should explain that to you more. And he was like, he's like, good, okay, he's like, because I thought I like made you so mad or something. He's like, I don't know what I did. He's like, I guess I just didn't explain this to you correctly. He's like, I don't even know. So we totally had this thing where we just kind of made up, and so now I actually enjoyed that class for the first time. So thanks God. That's great. And so hopefully by the end of this semester you guys will get to see the video that I made, or that I wrote, because it's deep-ish. So I always end my vlogs by saying, now it's time for the banjo music. So now it's time for the banjo music.